Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Extremely sharp or severe. Intense itching and burning. Of color, having the highest saturation. Intense blue. Possessing or displaying a distinctive feature to a heightened degree. Intense heat. Extremely sharp or severe. Acute pain. Having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinctions. An acute observer of politics and politicians. Ending in a sharp point. A mark placed above a vowel to indicate pronunciation. Having or experiencing a rapid onset and short but severe course. Acute appendicitis. Of critical importance and consequence. An acute, or critical, lack of research funds. Of an angle, less than 90 degrees. Evoking lifelike images within the mind. A vivid description. Of color, having the highest saturation. Vivid green. Having strong or striking color. A bird with vivid plumage. Having the clarity and freshness of immediate experience. A vivid recollection. Of something seen or heard, clearly defined. A sharp photographic image. Marked by practical hard-headed intelligence. Changing suddenly in direction and degree. The road twists sharply after the light. Extremely steep. A sharp drop. Having or emitting a high-pitched and sharp tone or tones. Having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinctions. As sharp and incisive as the stroke of a fang. Harsh. Sharp criticism. Ending in a sharp point. A long thin sewing needle with a sharp point. A musical notation indicating 1/2 step higher than the note named. Having or made by a thin edge or sharp point, suitable for cutting or piercing. A sharp knife. Keenly and painfully felt, as if caused by a sharp edge or point. A sharp pain. Of a musical note, raised in pitch by one chromatic semitone. C sharp. Quick and forceful. A sharp blow. Very sudden and in great amount or degree. A sharp drop in the stock market. Being the most concentrated solution possible at a given temperature, unable to dissolve still more of a substance. A saturated solution. Of color, being chromatically pure, not diluted with white or gray or black. Used especially of organic compounds, having all available valence bonds filled. Saturated fats. Without qualification, used informally as, often pejorative, intensifiers. Pure folly. In a state of sexual virginity. Pure and vestal modesty. Of color, being chromatically pure, not diluted with white or gray or black. Concerned with theory and data rather than practice, opposed to applied. Pure science. Free from discordant qualities. Free of extraneous elements of any kind. Pure air and water. Used of persons or behaviors, having no faults, sinless. I felt pure and sweet as a new baby. Of an obscure nature. A deep dark secret. Of darkness, densely dark. A face in deep shadow. To an advanced time. Deep into the night. Difficult to penetrate. Incomprehensible to one of ordinary understanding or knowledge. A deep metaphysical theory. Strong. Intense. Deep purple. A long steep-sided depression in the ocean floor. Having or denoting a low vocal or instrumental range. A deep voice. To a great depth, far down or in. Dived deeply. Exhibiting great cunning, usually with secrecy. Deep political machinations. Extending relatively far inward. A deep border. Having great spatial extension or penetration downward or inward from an outer surface or backward or laterally or outward from a center, sometimes used in combination. A deep well. Intense or extreme. In deep trouble. Large in quantity or size. Deep cuts in the budget. Literary term for an ocean. Denizens of the deep. Marked by depth of thinking. Deep thoughts. Relatively deep or strong, affecting one deeply. A deep breath. Relatively thick from top to bottom. Deep carpets. The central and most intense or profound part. In the deep of night. Very distant in time or space. Deep in the past. With head or back bent low. A deep bow. To a great distance. Penetrated deep into enemy territory. Delicately beautiful. An exquisite cameo. Lavishly elegant and refined. Intense or sharp. Suffered exquisite pain. Of extreme beauty. Her exquisite face. Of the greatest possible degree or extent or intensity. Extreme cold. The point located farthest from the middle of something. Beyond a norm in views or actions. An extreme conservative. Far beyond a norm in quantity or amount or degree, to an utmost degree. An extreme example. Most distant in any direction. The extreme edge of town. The furthest or highest degree of something. He carried it to extremes. Ruthless in competition. Violently agitated and turbulent. The fierce thunders roar me their music. Marked by extreme and violent energy. Fierce fighting. Marked by extreme intensity of emotions or convictions, inclined to react violently, fervid. Fierce loyalty. Made more intense. The intensified scrutiny of the candidate's background. A modifier that has little meaning except to intensify the meaning it modifies. Characterized by a high degree or intensity, often used as a combining form. The questioning was intensive. Of agriculture. Intended to increase productivity of a fixed area by expending more capital and labor. Intensive agriculture. tending to give force or emphasis. An intensive adverb. Express grief verbally. Intense or sharp. Painful as if caused by a sharp instrument. Keen winds. Having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinctions. Very good. A funeral lament sung with loud wailing. Having a sharp cutting edge or point. A keen blade. Of a clause, capable of standing syntactically alone as a complete sentence. The main, or independent, clause in a complex sentence has at least a subject and a verb. Any very large body of salt water. Most important element. The main doors were of solid glass. A principal pipe in a system that distributes water or gas or electricity or that collects sewage. Of force. Of the greatest possible intensity. By main strength. Very strong. Urgently felt. Overwhelming joy. So strong as to be irresistible. The temptation to despair may become overwhelming. Clearly revealed to the mind or the senses or judgment. A palpable lie. Capable of being perceived. Especially capable of being handled or touched or felt. A barely palpable dust. Medicine, can be felt by palpation. A palpable tumor. So intense as to be almost touched or felt. There was a palpable sense of joy in the air. Far-reaching and thoroughgoing in effect, especially on the nature of something. Profound social changes. Situated at or extending to great depth. Too deep to have been sounded or plumbed. The profound depths of the sea. Of sleep, deep and complete. Fell into a profound sleep. Coming from deep within one. A profound sigh. Of the greatest intensity, complete. A profound silence. Showing intellectual penetration or emotional depth. The differences are profound. Characterized by violent and forceful activity or movement, very intense. A raging battle. Of the elements, as if showing violent anger. The raging sea. Very severe. A raging thirst. Sharp piercing cry. Her screaming attracted the neighbors. A high-pitched noise resembling a human cry. Marked by or causing boisterous merriment or convulsive laughter. A screaming farce. Resembling a scream in effect. Screaming headlines. So extremely intense as to evoke screams. In screaming agony. Unsparing and uncompromising in discipline or judgment. Apparent severe to the pitch of hostility. Severely simple. Intensely or extremely bad or unpleasant in degree or quality. Severe pain. Very strong or vigorous. A severe blow. Causing fear or anxiety by threatening great harm. A severe case of pneumonia. Very bad in degree or extent. A severe worldwide depression. Used as complement, to the utmost degree. The students were bored shitless. Improperly forward or bold. A kind of pain such as that caused by a wound or a burn or a sore. Be the source of pain. Characterized by quickness and ease in learning. Smart children talk earlier than the average. Elegant and stylish. A smart new dress. Capable of independent and apparently intelligent action. Smart weapons. Painfully severe. He gave the dog a smart blow. Quick and brisk. I gave him a smart salute. Showing mental alertness and calculation and resourcefulness. Immune to attack. Incapable of being tampered with. Of good quality and condition, solidly built. Having or wielding force or authority. Strong and sure. Gave a strong pull on the rope. Having a strong physiological or chemical effect. Freshly made or left. Being distilled rather than fermented, having a high alcoholic content. Having strength or power greater than average or expected. A strong radio signal. Not faint or feeble. A strong odor of burning rubber. Of verbs not having standard, or regular, inflection. Sing, is a strong verb. Marked by extreme intensity of emotions or convictions, inclined to react violently, fervid. In a tearing rage. Shedding tears. Causing fear or dread or terror. A terrible curse. Extreme in degree or extent or amount or impact. Intensely or extremely bad or unpleasant in degree or quality. A terrible cough. Exceptionally bad or displeasing. Terrible handwriting. Causing extreme terror. Extraordinarily good or great, used especially as intensifiers. Very great or intense. A terrific noise. Hard to pass through because of dense growth. Thick woods. Spoken as if with a thick tongue. The thick speech of a drunkard. Having a short and solid form or stature. A thick-set young man. Used informally, stupid. In quick succession. Misfortunes come fast and thick. Of darkness, densely dark. Thick night. Used informally, associated on close terms. The two were thick as thieves for months. With a thick consistency. The blood was flowing thick. The location of something surrounded by other things. Abounding, having a lot of. The top was thick with dust. Having component parts closely crowded together. Thick crowds. Not thin. Of a specific thickness or of relatively great extent from one surface to the opposite, usually in the smallest of the three solid dimensions. An inch thick. Relatively dense in consistency. Thick cream. Marked by extreme intensity of emotions or convictions, inclined to react violently, fervid. Irresponsible in the use of firearms. Continuing at full strength or intensity. The winds are unabated. Never ceasing. Not to be placated or appeased or moved by entreaty. Punishingly harsh. Of the greatest possible degree or extent or intensity. Utmost contempt. The greatest possible degree. He tried his utmost. Highest in extent or degree. Comparatives of far, most remote in space or time or order. The utmost tip of the peninsula.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.